Welcome to video course on cascading style sheets. Cascading style sheet handles the look and feel part of the web pages. If you observe the early days of web designing, the web pages contain both the content as well as the presentational information. I mean to say, within the HTML markup tags we have attributes. With the help of these attributes, we are going to specify how to present that data. But with the help of CSS, we are going to isolate these two. HTML look after what to display, whereas CSS look after how to display. Let's look at the little history of CSS. CSS was introduced in the year 1996 by W3C. The first version of CSS is CSS1. We also call it as CSS level 1. Those days, CSS level 1 only concentrate on textual information. And in the year 1998, we have CSS2. In the CSS2, they added the support for multimedia, printers, downloadable fonts, element positioning and tables. Styles for these particular categories were introduced in the CSS2, that too in the year 1998. Later on, in 1999, CSS3 comes into the market. That time, CSS come up with lot of modules like selector module, box model, background, border, image values and replaced content, text effects, 2D 3D transformations, animations, layouts, user interfaces. So let's look at advantages of CSS. Before discuss how to use the CSS, let's look at the advantages of CSS. When you use CSS, no doubt it saves lot of time. When you use the single CSS document for presenting the data of 10 HTML pages, no doubt it saves lot of time of the designers by avoiding writing the presentational information along with each and every HTML file. So definitely we can say lot of designers time will be saved with the help of CSS. And of course, by eliminating the presentation information in HTML, the HTML code become less. That makes the page loading faster. So that is the another advantage. Next advantage is the maintenance is very easy. When you have 100 documents with only one CSS document where it talks about the presentation of those 100 documents, probably any changes made to the or if you want to change the presentation of those 100 documents, probably you can made only one change or one place where you can change the presentation of all the 100 documents. In that manner, we can say maintenance is very easy. And of course, superior styles to HTML. CSS contains superior styles to HTML. So no doubt CSS has a rich set of styles compared to HTML. And next, this CSS support multiple devices. Let's say the CSS3 support mobile devices, different screens, different sort of devices like tab, whatever it is. Okay, and apart from that, it is a global web standard. When I say global web standard, all the browsers, okay, in future, whatever browser is coming, whatever browser software comes in the market, okay, they have to follow the web standards. No doubt by the time these particular browsers can support CSS3. And offline browsing, this is the another feature of this. In the offline browsing, we are going to use the cache memory of the system for storing these websites offline. Okay, in the absence of internet, you can access these particular websites. Okay, So it improves the overall performance of accessing the website. Okay, and platform independent. Platform independent means it support all sort of operating systems. Okay, the look and feel of the web page, if you use CSS 3 or 2, whatever it is, the look and feel still same, even though you are accessing it in Windows, Linux, Mac, or any other. And let's look at the style rule. In fact, when you want to write the style for a particular element, you have to follow the style rule syntax. The style rule syntax has three major parts: selector, property, and its value. Okay, selector is something that a HTML tag which is there in the HTML page. Okay, example, h1 tag, table tag, image tag, etc. Property in the sense, the attributes what we have written in the HTML tag, those comes under properties, like BZ color, border, and align, etc. And values are values in the sense, the values which we are assigned for these attributes, like color is red and align equal to something like center, whatever it is, those are all comes under values. And coming to the selector, we define the selector in different ways. Type selector. Type selector means we are specifying very clearly which tag we are going to use for applying this type. And universal selector. Universal selector in the sense, all the elements, whatever elements are there in the HTML tag, for this, style rule will apply. Descendant selector means whatever style we have written, whatever style rule we have written, that is not only meant for that tag, but also the same style rule applicable for rest of the tags which are embedded or which are written within this particular tag. Class selector, when you write styles for a specific category of markup tags, probably you may divide that entire web page into different parts with the help of div tag. Within the div tag, we are supposed to write an attribute called class. Okay, based on the class name, we can say this style rule will apply for this category of markup tags. And of course, ID is very general, I would say general attribute. You can use this ID attribute for any HTML element, and you can make use of that ID to apply the styles. And child selector. Child selector means within the body, if you see this, within the body, whatever paragraphs available, for them I want to assign the color black. Okay, child selector in the sense, in this particular tag, okay, whichever child you want to assign, you can with the help of child selector. Attribute selector. Attribute selector means, especially in the form element, we have written something like input type equal to text, input type equal to button, input type equal to password. So using those attributes, you can assign some styles. Okay. Finally, grouping selectors. Grouping selectors means that you can apply the style rule for a certain category of markup tags. Let's say all H1, H2, H3 headings should have the background color white, and font color should be something like red. Like that you can instruct. So these are all the different ways of choosing selector. Thanks for watching.